Greetings and welcome to the Fan Perspective. I'm your host Nathan Lyle, here with my continuing coverage of the 2015 NBA playoffs, and I'm going to recap the round 1 matchup in the Eastern Conference between the number 3 seed Chicago Bulls and the number 6 seed Milwaukee Bucks. Game 1 in Chicago, when the game started, the teams were pretty evenly matched. They just kept going shot for shot in the first quarter. The Bulls started to pull away in the second, and they maintained control the rest of the game. And Derrick Rose, he showed little signs of rust, finishing with 23 points and 7 assists as the Bulls go on to win 103-91. Then Game 2, both teams were playing much better defense. Milwaukee was in control very early on, but once again, the Bulls were able to fight back, take the lead in the second quarter. It was a physical game with a lot of technical fouls called, including Zaza Pachulia getting 2 in the fourth quarter and being ejected. Jimmy Butler finishes with a playoff career-high 31 points as the Bulls win 91-82. Game 3, the series switched back to Milwaukee, and it was a pretty even matchup once again. But the Bucks, they started to break away in the second quarter, building up an 18-point lead. But the Bulls fought back, were able to take the lead in the third and extend it in the fourth. Just when things looked completely wrapped up, the Bucks, they closed out the game with a strong surge, taking a 1-point lead with 11 seconds left. But with 5 seconds left, Rose gets fouled, goes to the line. He misses the first, hits the second though. And the Bucks missed a potential game winner. Game goes to overtime. They exchange a few shots. Neither team able to take control. They go to a second overtime. Bulls came out aggressively on defense, forcing turnovers, getting some easy points. They're able to grab the lead and hold on to it, mostly because the Bucks did not hit a single shot until there was a minute left when they were already down by 10. Bulls win this game 113-106. Unfortunately for them, there were still signs of life. And in Game 4, despite having a turnover every other possession, the Bulls were in control for most of the first quarter. But they kept turning the ball over and fouling, and the Bucks were able to take control. It was once again a physical game that saw 2 flagrant fouls and 3 technical fouls in the first half. And despite 14 turnovers, the Bulls still went into halftime tied at 50, with Butler scoring 23 of those points. But the Bucks looked like they were in control for most of the game after that. Chicago managed to rally and tie the game up with 1.3 seconds left. But the Bucks inbounded the ball to Jared Bayless, who hits the game winner. Milwaukee wins this 92-90, forcing a Game 5. Then in Game 5, series goes back to Chicago, and once again, these teams were evenly matched with neither one ever really taking control. In the second half, the Bucks maintained the lead for a decent amount of time, but the Bulls kept scratching and clawing. They were able to cut into that deficit, but never took the lead. The Bulls had 3 players with double-doubles, but MC Dub led the Bucks with 22 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, and also adding 3 blocks just for good measure. The Bucks steal a win on the road and extend the series yet another game, winning 94-88. But then in Game 6, the Bulls, they just came out very aggressive. They played well on both ends of the floor, and they go into the second quarter with an 18-point lead, and then they extended that into a 32-point halftime lead. And you saw the frustration start to pile up. Giannis got ejected after tackling Dunleavy. And then MCW, he hit Dunleavy in the head. Really, that should have been a flagrant. They only called it technical, but whatever. There's no reason to complain, because in the third quarter, the Bulls, they extended their lead to 46 points at one point. And at the end of the game, the Bucks, their leading scorer, had 8 points. Bulls had 7 people with at least that many, and they end up winning 120-66, nearly doubling up. And so, Bulls win this one in 6, and they go on to round 2, where they will face the number 2 seed Cleveland Cavaliers.